Emma, and today I thought I would give you a list of the top things that I no longer waste my money on. So I have not totally shifted to a kind of minimalist life, but I have definitely cut down on buying some things that I no longer feel add value to my life. So top of the list is face wipes. I used to buy face wipes every few weeks. Yes, it was incredibly convenient. Yes, it wasn't really that expensive. However, I have recently moved to face cloths, so I just use these soft face cloths. I don't have any face wipes in my house anymore, and yeah, I don't really miss them. The other thing is razors. Women's razors are the biggest scam to ever come to me. So I fell into this trap when I was young. I'm specifically talking about the refillable razors. So you have the clip-on piece, and then you have like the handle that you reuse, and they're really soft or made of jelly. This is such a waste. And I had my fancy handle for, maybe 8 years. And I just kept it in my bathroom cabinet, and I was like, oh, I'll buy refills one day. One day I'll get the matching refills. And no. This is like the biggest marketing ploy for you to go back and buy the same brand of razors, and they're so bad for the environment as well. So yeah, I don't know. I have an epilator. I've had it for like 10 years now. It's never failed on me yet, and it's only cost me once, so it was probably over £100 when I got it. But yeah, I don't know. Epilators or hair removal cream I feel like are so much better options than these like trapping women like you must buy the same brand for the rest of your life razors. So recently I had the confidence to throw away my fancy razor handle, and I don't feel any guilt about that. There's no difference between men's razors and women's razors. Don't fall into the trap of the women's reusable fancy handles, because they're just a really big scam. I also try to definitely avoid fast fashion, cheap clothes. I would much rather spend money on a good quality t-shirt that's made slightly better. It's likely to wash better. I feel like it's a better investment of my money now and last longer than some fashion brands that will fall apart or get really see-through in the first 3 washes. Another thing I never spend money on, but this was super easy for me, is I don't spend money on tea or coffee anymore. So I never used to buy coffee. I don't like coffee, I don't drink it, and I know for most people this is gonna be a no-go, but for me personally, whenever I'd like, do you want to come for a coffee, I would always say yes, and then I would feel guilt-tripped into buying something interesting. So I'd buy like a smoothie, or I'd buy a tea or something, and all I really wanted to do is just be there for the social. I feel like that's the one thing I notice everyone wastes or dedicates a lot of their money to, is a coffee a day. And if you can't live without coffee, sure, do your thing, but I never spend money on coffee or tea or fancy drinks that I don't really want. So next up is books, and I'm gonna seem like a real party pooper for this one, but hear me out. I have so many books that I never quite get through that I don't let myself buy new books. I also have an Audible subscription. Also, libraries are fantastic for this. You can get so many books from the library, and the amount of times that I will buy a book and then it just becomes a decoration is one too many. So I'm not a book reader, I'm more of an audiobook person. I have allowed myself to accept that, and I no longer spend money on buying myself books that I probably won't read. So if you thought I was a killjoy for the books, I never buy candles or air fresheners anymore. I don't see the point in them. They kind of upset my lungs. I used to have a flatmate who would have air fresheners that did that like timer scoosh every 20 minutes, and I don't like air fresheners. I don't like the smell of scented candles. I don't know. I like decorative candles, and I feel like I have a medium collection of decorative candles that I don't need anymore, but I'm sure when I lived in a flat for maybe 2 years, I had to like dust my candles because I just don't burn them. I don't ever let myself buy candles or air freshener anymore because I think they are a waste of money for me. The next thing is anything to do with the bath. So I have discovered I don't enjoy baths. They don't relax me. Baths are not a thing for me. So I used to enjoy buying bath bombs. Lush is quite an exciting place to go in, and you know, it feels great, looks great, smells great. The bath part itself, I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy baths. They are just hot and sweaty, and then you have to wash your hair afterwards anyway, so no. Buying things to go along with baths are a waste of money, so I no longer buy anything to do with baths. The next thing I have been doing forever, but it is buying branded painkillers. I don't do it. There's like boxes of paracetamol for 30 pence and they do just fine. I never buy branded 10 times more expensive painkillers because I don't think they do anything. Also, some of them come with extra things like caffeine in them. I'm not a fan of caffeine. I'm not a fan of caffeinated painkillers. That just gives me anxiety, so I never buy the expensive painkillers. I always buy the super box standard one and they do the trick. So this one is also kind of a killjoy one, but I don't really spend money going to the cinema anymore. I find it's not really a good investment for my money to sit in a dark room and be annoyed by strangers kicking my chair or like walking in front of me. So yeah, I've just realised that I don't really enjoy the cinema unless I'm sitting right at the front and it's something that I really desperately want to see when it comes out. But no, I think streaming services now are much more up my alley and I just prefer staying at home. As I've grown older, I've been able to tell myself what things I'm actually enjoying and what things I'm just doing for the hell of it, and one of those things is the cinema. And the last one is kind of a boring one. I never buy water. I think bottled water is a scam. It's very polluting, and yeah, I'm really not a fan of bottled water. I do carry about with myself like a refillable bottle, which is grand. I use that at work all the time, and I think especially living in Scotland, buying water just doesn't ring true with me, and I don't ever do it. I know some places you have to drink bottled water, sure, but not in the UK. Unless maybe you're in London. But yeah, not here. Like, I can taste the plastic in bottled water. I don't know, is that just me that can taste plastic in bottled water? Feel free to let me know if you can also taste plastic in the water. Sometimes in the glass bottles it's slightly better, but no. But no, I never waste my money on bottled water anymore. I've also done a video on my top money saving hacks, so if you're interested to check it out, feel free to. I think the best way to save money is to obviously not spend money. But yeah, I have some other tips in there that could be really useful, so feel free to check that out. And that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye!